Hello everyone. So I thought today I will change a bit my location because I'm doing the Call Your Bookshelves tag, and this was created by Kieran at KD Books, and he didn't tag me in the video, but he told me in the comments I should definitely do this. So that's what I'm going to do. What is the most recent book you've added to the bookshelves, and why did you purchase it? So actually, that one is not in this bookshelf. This is my main bookshelf where all my read books are, and then I have another bookshelf in my office that I keep my TBR on in there. So let me go and get it. So I'm back. Actually, this is the last book that came into my bookshelves. It's The Reckoning by John Grisham, and I didn't buy this. My partner bought this for me because I was running out of physical books, and he saw this in a second-hand shop, so he got it for me. I used to like John Grisham when I was a teenager a lot, so maybe I like this. What book did you buy with absolutely no desire to read it? And again, this is not something I bought, but it's something that was gifted to me. And this is right here. It's Gezicht of Delft, and when I did my PhD, at the end, it's a tradition that they give a book of pictures like this, and everyone signs in the first page. So I have looked at the pictures, but I have no desire to read like the history or anything like that. So yeah, I guess this counts. What is the most awkwardest shape, size book you own? And I think that has to be this one. This is a normal paperback. It's super tall. I don't know why it's so tall, but it's super tall. So I think this is the awkwardest. Show and tell how your shelves is organized is a method to the madness. So I will insert some clip here of me explaining how I organize my shelves. So this is my main bookshelf. The one I keep most of my books. So here we have some Icelandic books. When I was like late teenagers, early 20s, I was obsessed with Iceland, so I bought a lot of Icelandic books, and this is the remains of it. These are just some language books, some photo albums, and then here I have like more general fiction. It doesn't have a specific organization. And then down here I have more, well, it's mixed fiction and non-fiction. So it goes, this is sort of feminist, and it bleeds into colonialist, race, identity, and then it goes with that general topic, and here it starts to be environmental books, and this gap is for the Unhabitable Earth because someone else has it. So that is like my main one. And then down here I have these are the notebooks I use to keep track of my reading. So instead of Goodreads, I don't really like Goodreads. I don't like to share what I read with Amazon, so I instead keep track in these notebooks. And then here are my science books, so physics and chemistry, that kind of thing. And then down here, ooh, dark. Down here I have some guides for traveling. And then here I have children's books. And down here completely, I don't know if you can see, it's very dark. But I have a copy of The Little Prince and that picture book I said. So I have some thesis and textbooks here. Those are my thesis. Then this is my friend Patrick. Here it's my TBR shelf. So I have, these ones are books I own. This one I also own, but that's for my reread project. And these ones are from the library. And then these ones here are books that I have read that I want to get rid of, give away. And this one is from a friend, so I have to give it back to her. but the rest are just, they're going to go to the charity shop. And then here I have some paperwork and some language books. Is how often do you have a Cull? Maybe around once a year or so, but the thing is, the last time I did it was when I moved, and I gave up like 80% of my books because I was moving. Most of my books were in my parents' house in Spain, so I couldn't carry that all the way to the Netherlands, so I just donated most of them. Some of them I regret, most of them I don't. And then now I'm very strict about what comes into this bookshelf. So once the books have been read, I decide to either keep them or give them away, and most of them are actually given away. And also I read mostly from the library, so very little things come here. So it's very curated already. The question is, how do you decide if you are going to keep a book or to give it away? So for me, I only keep my favorite books, the ones I know I'm going to reread. And usually I do know what right away when I read a book if I'm going to reread it or not. So those are the books I keep. Everything else I give away, and as I said, I mostly read from the library these days. So I buy maybe about 5 books a year. So yeah, it's not that hard for me to decide what I'm going to keep. But there are some books that I read from the library and I absolutely love, and then I go out and pick my own copy, like the Overstory or things like that. So that's how I curate myself in my shelves. What is a contender for the oldest unread book on your shelves? And that would be this one, because I have 2 non-read books in my shelves, and this is one of them, and the other one came the same time as this one, so I will say this one. The question is, what book have you read and it's currently on your shelves that you would struggle to give a summary on actually what happens in it? So I picked this one, The Beautiful Ones Are Not Yet Born, by Ajikwe Arma, and it's difficult for me to give a description of this, not because then it's necessarily hard to describe this book, but because I don't remember anything about it. I've read it, I know I've read it, and I know I've liked it, but I cannot remember what this was about. So actually this is in my reread project, because I want to know if I actually like it and what it is about, because I always see it in my shelves and I think, what was this about? I remember liking it, I have no idea what it was. So yeah. Some books are to be cherished. Which book would you never throw or give away? And for me, it's this one. It translates to The School of Chemistry by William Oswald. And this copy is from 1930s, I think. Yeah, 1930s. And this, my mom found this in her school when they were cleaning up. This was in the attic, and she saw it and she gave it to me. And I love this book because it's like sort of a high school level textbook of chemistry, but it's before the periodic table was invented. So it's so cute to see how they're trying to figure out what's common with the elements and how to organize them, and I just love that. I know it's a very nerdy thing, but I love that. And yeah, the fact that this copy is itself so old, I love that as well. So I think this is my most treasured books, because everything else I could probably just buy again and that would be that, but I don't think I can find and buy this as easily. So I think this is my most precious book that I own. Is don't throw those books away. Out of the ones you've discussed, choose one to actually send to someone close to you. I don't know well, if I would do, but I'm guessing like I'm not going to love this enough for it to stay, so it will go to someone else at some point when I read it. But because everything else I've talked to you about, I want to reread. Maybe this one, when I read, I will not like it as much, and it also will go to someone else. But this one is the most likely one. So yeah. So yeah, that was it. I don't know if I should tag some people, but if you want to do this tag, let yourself do it, your tag. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed to get a little peek to my bookshelves, and hope you're good and safe, and see you in the next video. Bye!